Hey travelers, Mag, I, and San Ferric here on day 150 of our trip around the United States. Now I need to let you know, right off the bat, it is freezing cold out here this morning. Quite literally freezing. We woke up to below 30-degree temperatures and even the dog had no desire to get out of the car. But we have to be out here geocaching, and so that's what we're gonna do. We're starting the morning off here in Tennessee, and this is going to be our last find in the state of Tennessee. This geocache that we're at is one of only a handful of places where Tennessee is actually west of the Mississippi River. Much like Bubble Land, the only way to access this part of the state is by coming around completely through another state. Last night we exited Tennessee, came up into Missouri, and then dropped down into Arkansas, and only by coming through Arkansas can you get to this little teeny tiny slice of Tennessee. And there's exactly one geocache option out here, which we're able to find and qualify for the page, so we are officially done with Tennessee. From here, for the next few days, we're going to be tracking steadily westward. This is primarily going to be Arkansas, but as we make our way west, we will be zigzagging in and out of Missouri as well. We'll be doing all of the counties and the pages along the northern section of Arkansas and along the southern section of Missouri. Right now, we're not aiming to complete either state. This is a go-between to get us from Tennessee to Oklahoma. And from Oklahoma, we're gonna keep going south because this whole 30-degree thing, not working for me, not working for Aichan, and I'm pretty sure it's not working for San Ferric. Yeah, it is cold out here. Today's target list is almost all traditionals. There is only one virtual on our list today, and that's near the end of our day. We may not even get there with sunlight. But beside that, it's traditionals through and through. A few of them have favorite points, but I think it's going to be a pretty standard geocaching day. I think we're going to have a lot of finds. Hopefully we'll have some scenic sites along the way, but it's hard to tell until we get out there. So let's do exactly that. Come on, let's get going. To find the geocache at this location, you are only barely across the border from Arkansas into Tennessee. From here, we bid a fond farewell before heading into Arkansas to begin this leg of the trip in earnest. Our first stop in the state was the Southern Tenant Farmers Museum. It preserves the history and promotes the legacy of sharecropping, tenant farming, and the farm labor movement. Sometimes I kind of feel like they're not really trying to make the geocache difficult. When you can spot it from 150 feet away walking up toward it, what keeps a muggle from seeing that pill bottle just hanging out there? Oh well, it's here for us to find, that's what matters. We also found some geocaches hidden in some rather interesting locations this morning. Given where this one was hidden, neither San Ferric nor I were surprised to find the log was wet. Dun, 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 dun. Making our way into Missouri, we stopped through Paracle, the county seat of Greene County. We immediately made our way over to the former Greene County Courthouse in the center of Courthouse Square, built in 1887. This building is actually the sixth courthouse that had been built for the county, most of the others having been destroyed by fires. We popped over into the southeast corner of Missouri to visit the boot heel of Dunklin County. Here we had plenty of time to enjoy the scenery as we trucked along at 25 miles an hour through the cotton fields behind a very large tractor. Eventually, we found our way into Kennett, the county seat of Dunklin County. We found a couple of geocaches in front of the airport as well as the American Legion building. Then we slid into the heart of town to visit the Dunklin County Courthouse building. The Veterans Memorial here is a wall of honor dedicated to the men and women of Dunklin County who suffered and died in the defense of our country. Another great small town tribute to our troops. We all like to grab park and grab caches, but my favorite kind of park and grabs are the kind you can retrieve without ever even having to leave the car. Isn't that a sweet deal? All right, San Ferric, you go put it back. Crossing back into Arkansas from Missouri, we made our way steadily westward toward Rector, passing one cotton field after the next. Featuring a population of around 2,000 people, Rector is a quiet town with little going on. The roots of the town can be traced back all the way to 1881, when the Texas and St. Louis Railroad laid out the city area about 2 miles south of an existing settlement named Scatterville. Slowly, the population of Scatterville migrated toward the new town. It did not take long on our tour of the downtown area to determine that some of these buildings had definitely seen better days. Sanferic and I both agreed that these buildings must have been wrecked some time ago for a tree of that size to be growing directly out of the middle of the ruins. But it sure did make for an interesting place to take an impromptu tour as we made our way around, checking out the murals and other local sites. This right here, we saw all cornfields through North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. But here in Missouri and Arkansas, it's cotton fields through and through. While finding this geocache, we had company the whole time. There was a rather large dog, not but 10 feet away, really curious about what we were doing under these steps. Finding a cache, of course, big guy. Oh, look at that. Zoom, zoom. This is kind of what I mean about them not trying. I mean, that's not really hidden, but it does make for an easy find, and those are good. Our next stop on the steady trek west across Arkansas was Pocahontas, the county seat of Randolph County. A statue of the town's namesake is located in Overlook Park, facing away from the Black River. She looks onward into the center of town, facing the Randolph County Courthouse, built in 1940. The various veterans' memorials featured on the courthouse lawn pay humble tribute to the living and the dead who have helped preserve us as a free people. Each statue and marker is dedicated to a different war, including World War I, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, and the war in Iraq. There are also several other historical markers within shouting distance, including the Sanitary Barbershop, the Fraternal Pharmacy, and a dedication to Sir Henry Morton Stanley. But the one that I found most interesting was of a meteor that fell in July of 1859 into the Black River bottoms. They're trying to hide that lamppost from me, but I'm not going to be fooled. I sense a geocache in there. We're going to have a look and see if my senses are right. Aha! Prize we seek. It would appear I'm not the first one to find this geocache, though. It has had many, many visitors. Oh no! Oh no, save the soldier! Alright, we gotta retrieve that logbook. That looks like a problem. It's the proper way to clear ants from a geocache. Be gone! Be gone, you beasts! Be gone!
Be gone, you foul beasts!
Hey, we got the logbook. Victory. We'll deal with the rest later, but we'll stamp this now. Good stuff. Between making a few finds and completing the stage of an adventure lab, we took a nice walk through the Black River Overlook Park. There are many interesting features to be seen in this park, none more so than the Century Wall. Erected in 2000 as a tribute to the century gone by, the Century Wall is a collection of 3 separate brick walls dedicated to the most influential Americans of the 20th century. After taking our time strolling through the park and enjoying the many sights it had to offer, we had time enough for just one more geocache find before popping out of town. While we were both glad to see the fake sprinkler head used as an actual sprinkler this time, we thought that this geocache could probably do with a little less water. The sun was beginning to set down on us as we reached Walnut Ridge along the rock and roll Highway 67. This unique portion of Highway 67 covers about 111 miles through White, Jackson, Lawrence, and Randolph counties in northeast Arkansas. A tribute to the rockabilly era. And let's let the record show, I Johnny Cashed that. There are many interesting things to see as you tour downtown Walnut Ridge, but I strongly recommend that you start off in Art Alley. This fascinating collection of murals and paintings was organized by a couple of art teachers not too long ago. The young artists worked together over time to create a collection of displays that would turn a drab and dreary alley into a sight to see. But one of the main claims to fame for this small town comes from when the Beatles made a stop one time in 1964. That trip is now celebrated in a big way with life-size silhouettes of the group on an Abbey Road backdrop, located within Beatles Park. And that brings a close to another day geocaching out here. Our first day moving through Arkansas and Missouri. And it turned out, like many days, to be a fantastic day. We came out of the mountains of Tennessee, and now we're in pretty much flat areas. And the one thing I'm going to tell you about the flat areas is you can actually see town signs. So when we came into a small town, instead of having to fly right by it on the mountain roads, I could actually hop out of the car and go check it out, which was pretty cool. There were a lot of scenic things to see on our route today. We saw quite a few veterans memorials, lots of murals in small towns. I definitely love the way that tree was growing out of that abandoned building. You can tell that they've left that thing going for a long time. And what a better way to finish off our day than here in Walnut Ridge, taking a walk down Abbey Road through historical rock and roll and getting to see all of these icons and experience the history. We are only 2 counties shy of completing our target list for the day. And if we're that close to the end of our target list before the sun goes down, we know we're going to make it. The timing is good. Hopefully we'll be able to push a couple counties ahead like we did last night. I guess we'll see when we get there. Either way, we've got some more great geocaching days ahead of us as we continue to zigzag our way west across Arkansas and Missouri. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour today as much as we did. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.